Okay, so this is going to be a four-part series where we will go through the installation of three full gauge controllers along with a COM32 on a panel. And then after we have connected all the controllers and the interface as well, we will connect it to Sitrad through the computer and then try to establish remote monitoring as well. So what I have here is a panel. As you can see, it's got three slots and also it's got a COM32, which is the interface for connecting to Sitrad. And this can take up to 32 controllers. The three slots are for the controllers itself. So what we're going to do now is we will try to install the controllers into these slots, connect them, power them up, and basically go through the process of getting them set up. So the first controller that I have here is the TC-900E Log. The TC-900E Log is a normal freezer controller. It has got data logging as well as remote monitoring capability. It has two relays. Actually, no, sorry, it has three relays, and it has two digital inputs, and it can take up to three sensors as well. So let's put the controller inside the slot, and I will use the clips to secure it properly. Put it on the other side as well, and now it's firm, so it won't move. So next what we'll do is start making the connections. So for that I've got a regular wire. It's a 2x24 AWG shielded wire that I'm going to use. I'm going to use the same one for power as well, but the recommended one for power is not this. You can use your any standard power cable that you would have for your local area that you can use for connecting the power. But I'm going to use the same one for power as well as RS-485 communication, and also the cable for the sensor is the same as well. So what I'm doing now is connecting the RS-485 communication cable. I'm just going to screw it up and then leave it hanging over there for some time until I finish the remaining connections, and then in the end we will complete the RS-485 connection to the main to the interface. So let's make sure that it's nice and tight. We put it inside and then also screw it up so it's tight and snug, and it doesn't fall off. So you can see I'm using different color codes for the cable. It makes sense to do that. Also, it's easier because you want to keep A as the same color and B as the same color as well. So next what I'm doing here is trying to connect the sensor. You can see the sensor probe, and what I've done is cut it smaller than usual, just so that it's easier to handle and you don't need to work with too much cable when you don't have to. This is just for a demonstration purpose, so I'm just going to put one of the probes in there. For the probes, you need to use pins 1 and 2 for sensor 1, and 1 and 3 for sensor number 2. So 1 will be common. So what you try to do is connect the one of the wires from both the sensors into pin number 1, which is common, and the other ones will be 2 and 3. For the RS-485 communication, it is pins 5 and 6. Number 8 is for ground. But in my case I'm not connecting ground. However, in a real installation you should be connecting grounding as well. So in a shielded wire, the shielded part will be your ground connection. Okay, so let's tighten this up, make sure it's tight and doesn't fall off or anything. So you will see once this sensor is secure, the next step would be to connect the wire for the power. And look at the pins. It will be pins 9 and 10 in my case for connecting the power, and we will proceed with doing that. So the sensors are nice and tight. They're sticking just a small way out from the controller itself. For the power, I'm going to use a different color. It will be brown and red, and I'm going to put it inside pin number 9 first, and then tighten that up, and followed by pin number 10 for the other wire. Okay, so after this will be complete, we will be ready to install the second controller. So as you can see, it's a very simple step to install the controllers one by one. Basically, loop them into the same network, and then have one cable for power coming out, and that will power all the controllers at the same time. So it's a simple setup. We do not need to connect any equipment because we don't have any compressor or fan or defrost or anything else running. So all we need here is basically power, your communication cable, as well as the sensors. So this is complete now. Next, let's move on to the second controller.